Hello, everyone. Welcome to Exploring Consciousness. Today, we have the honor of speaking to the headmaster of the Shaolin Temple Europe, Shifu Zuan. Welcome, Shifu. I hope that we are going to be opening today a gateway to the Shaolin path and traditions to those who would like to walk on this path. So when you speak about the Shaolin path, what do you see as its purest essence? What does Shaolin mean?
Yes, thank you very much for the question. So, Shaolin, or in general, there is, when you hear the word, you will immediately think of something. You will remember something. You have something in your memory. And everyone has a different information. So it's based on what you already know. So some will be thinking of, wow, like shaved head monks. Others will be thinking of, I don't know, Buddhism. Some will be thinking of somewhere in ancient Asia, the mountains. For me, Shaolin is simply a lifestyle. Not a lifestyle, I mean a way of living. The way how you live. And what is so different compared to the way of living in a world of not Shaolin? So for example, you have definitely the physical practice based on the Shaolin tradition, as well Eastern wisdom. So Buddhism, Taoism, Confucianism is part of your life. What else? Your life, you are having you are focusing on so-called virtues, respect, simplicity, discipline, equanimity, and many, many, many more, just as an example.
Many people think Shaolin is about fighting. So, what do you think it is really about in your perspective?
Shaolin is, first of all, just a name. In China, it's a temple in China, in the Henan province in Dangfang. But more important than that question, I think, is what can Shaolin be for you? So we are now here based in Europe. And where we are here in Europe, we have created the so-called Shaolin Temple Europe. This temple is a place where many, many people, first of all, can get connected to themselves. In the middle of the forest means the people come here, practice, and learn something about Eastern wisdom, Eastern tradition, but Eastern tradition in modern life. So that means it is something that you learn here about the Eastern wisdom, and then you can apply it into your modern life. And I think especially nowadays, it's so important to learn more about yourself. In times where things getting faster, people become more unconscious. We need more conscious practices. Shaolin is just one, offering qigong, meditation, tai chi, kung fu, and different forms, different instruments to get back to yourself. So the main thing what it should be about is to get back to yourself, finding back to yourself and find out who you truly are, becoming more mindful, becoming more conscious, and working on oneself, discovering oneself. This is, I think, the main thing what it is about. So, therefore, you no need Shaolin. Me myself, I was growing up with Shaolin and Shaolin Kung Fu, like my older Kung Fu brother Shi Hangyi. But today, I mainly practice, that's my preference, Tai Chi and Qigong. for health, for self-development, for cultivating myself, for life simply. And it is, for me, important for you to understand it is not what you do. It is not really what you do. It is more how you do it. Or in another way, it's more about what is your intention of it. Why are you doing it? So you can do sports, you can do cooking, you can do music, you can do kung fu, you can do Shaolin, you can do whatever, but without any intention. And you can do cooking. Yeah? You can do playing music. You can practice with the intention to grow, with the intention to create something wonderful for yourself and for other people.
Beyond the technique, beyond the physical form, what is the purpose of training?
First, there's something that you personally want. Yeah, when you, for example, practice, you go, let's say you go to the meditation, to the kung fu, to the tai chi, to the qigong, or to the gym. You just go for training. There's something when you go training, whatever you train, there's something that you personally want. Means you want to become stronger, you want to become smarter, you maybe want to become more beautiful. What is it that you want? Something personal. And then there's the true purpose. There's a purpose behind something. So the purpose means sometimes there is no purpose and sometimes there is. Regards the martial arts, the actual purpose that the great masters who invented these arts or discovered, not really invented, discovered these arts, the purpose was to grow in life, to become a better human. To grow in life, to become a better human, to learn to understand your body, and through understanding your body, understanding yourself. To be not disconnected from yourself, but to be connected. In order to connect it, to be here, we need to use the body. So purpose is, on the one hand, you can decide what the purpose is. And on the other hand, there is a universal purpose, you can say, that was meant or given by the ancestors. And it would be wonderful if people slowly, more and more, getting away from their selfish, personal purpose and finding like a more natural and universal purpose. This will bring us all together.
How would you explain to a beginner the relationship between body, mind, and spirit?
The first thing when you would come to our temple is something that you will recognize is, I will not explain. I will not explain means I will not talk to you and explain to you. So the fastest, the direct, and the simplest and heart-to-heart way is to allow consciousness to unfold. How to do this? We go straight into practice. Maybe you come to our temple or you come to my teaching, and the first thing is, I will take a walk with you in silence. Or maybe we will have a cup of tea in silence. And then maybe afterwards I tell you, okay, start practice. Then we will start to lift our arms, focusing on our breath. We will simply become pure consciousness itself. We will become, or we will be, body, mind, spirit connection. It becomes feelable. You're like unfolding it. It's a practical way, it's a direct way, not an intellectual way. I don't say intellect is not good, but nowadays people talking and talking and talking so much about body, mind, spirit. And I tell you, most people that I've met nowadays when I'm going around, they know way more. They understand intellectually way more than I do. But maybe not having these things embodied. Embodied means you're not just talking about compassion. You're not just talking about letting go. You're not just talking about spirit. It is like compassion is what you are. Letting go is what you naturally do every day. Yeah, these things. Spirit is something that is naturally guiding you. It is not something you talk about or you take a look at. So this is very important to me to understand. There is like an intellectual way, and then there is like a practical way. The intellect can help us in the beginning to understand something. But only the practice and the experience themselves can make you embody these qualities that you're always talking about or working on. You can embody and have it, but not understanding it, what you do. Yeah? That's fine, that's good. You can understand something, but not having it. You can have both, understanding and embodying this. And I think this is the speciality when it comes to Shang-Yi and me, or at our temple, and many great masters in the world as well, and teachers. They have embodied this and understanding it. Yeah. That's why we can share it in a way, and that's why we can explain these things.
What begins to change in a person when they start to practice regularly? So, not just in the body, but in the way that they perceive life.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. What does change when you start to practice? So, first, you become what you surround yourself with. So, if you surround yourself in a healthy environment, in the nature, you become healthy. If you surround yourself with people who are always angry, you become angry. If you surround yourself with people who are always judging and complaining and this, then this is what you become. What you eat is what you become. If you eat healthy, you get a healthy body. And it's similar to everything, also the practice. That means when you practice, there are certain qualities that you get from the teacher and from the practice. What qualities are there? I told you before, it's very important in our tradition, in our teachings, to learn and cultivate virtues. Virtues like discipline, like respect, but also patience, simplicity, equanimity, and many, many more. There's a whole book, there's a whole of virtues, a whole list that the student first has to bring, and that within the teaching and the practice, the student will cultivate. So, when you practice, it's not just physicality, lifting left arm, right arm, turning the spine, relaxing the shoulders, and so on. That's all the outside stuff. The body and the physical practice is just a tool. There's something that happens on the energetical and conscious level as well. But way more important and way more simple, first, cultivate virtues. So when you come to the class, when you come to the training, what happens is, first, you learn how to become silent. Everything becomes still. If you come from a noisy and loud world, you will feel, wow, what is this? Feels so good. And this, what you feel when it becomes still and silent, this is actually the natural state. Where you come from, this is the unnatural or the normal state, I like to call. Normal means to be crazy. That's the human life. So back to the virtues. Virtues, let's say we are holding certain positions, like mabu stance, the legs you go down, or maybe you're clenching the fist and now you need to breathe and relax. Or any other exercise, maybe some kung fu exercise. And then there is this moment where you get tired. You want to give up. I cannot, I'm tired. I want to go home. The teacher would tell you, come on, one more round, one more, and again, and again. You want to give up, but the teacher, the training, the teaching will keep you moving. So you will cross the limit in terms of where you wanted to give up, you continue. What do you get from this? You get discipline. And discipline is not the virtue. It's like you get something that you now take home with you. Next time you have a problem, or let's say you wake up in the morning, the alarm clock rings, and you, oh no, I really don't want to wake up. But you have discipline. That's why you, okay, let's go. So it's a virtue, it's a quality, it's a power, it's an ability that you get. And discipline is just one. Discipline in another term, for example, someone asking you for your help. Can you please help me? I need your support carrying some furniture from A to B or whatever it is. If you don't have discipline, you're like, I'm too lazy, I don't know. Can you find someone else? But if a person has discipline, he say, yes, sure, I can help you. Do you need anything else? I'm here. You have power, you have discipline. That's one virtue. Shaolin is very known for discipline and willpower. Now, me, myself, I'm focused more on Tai Chi practice and Qigong practice and they focus especially on other qualities, or Qigong also in our temple, let's say on patience. If you don't have patience, you get crazy in life. Especially if you, doesn't matter, Romania, Germany, Asia, Bangkok, yeah, Bucharest. If you don't have patience, the world outside will make you totally crazy. It makes you, you get distracted, you get pulled out and pushed into the noisy world. So patience allows you now, when you're in the traffic, you can stay calm. When someone is shouting at you or not okay with you, you are like, okay. If someone is not on time, the train is not on, you're like, okay, the next train will come. The practice, the training is cultivating exactly these virtues. Very powerful and very, very important for your life. I can see, before you ask the next one, I can see when I go around from year to year, coming to Romania, going to Germany, going to Spain, everywhere, I can see many, many people more and more losing their virtues or lacking on virtues. They might become more conscious because they practice meditation, talking about consciousness, going into these, but sometimes too complicated, too complex. We need to start with the basics of life, the foundation. And the foundation, the basics of life is first building up the character, building up virtues.
For sure, discipline sounds like a very serious word. Is it difficult to cultivate it?
Okay. Thank you for your question. About discipline. Is it difficult to... So first of all, if you are a beginner and you're not used to practice meditation, Tai Chi, Kung Fu, sometimes people looking and seeing our videos, yeah, and they very often, oh, that looks so difficult. I will never be able to do this. They are so good. First of all, calm down. Calm down. When you come to our teachings, or when I come over and practice with you, we are not doing complicated things. Everything is very simple and built up step by step. It is like I would want to learn a language, let's say Romanian language. We don't start with the difficult things. We start with something very basic, like the ABC, the basic grammar, and so on. And it's the same when the practice, in any practice, you need to have good teachers who guide you in a simple way. Maybe first we will be standing, and then we will just roll the hands to feel the body, or waving the spine, or we will just stand and inhale and exhale. So first of all, to take out this idea, this wrong idea that it's too difficult from you. It's not difficult, it's not complicated. Just need to have good guidance, good teachers, and there are many, to guide you step by step. Yeah. So this is the first thing. Then about discipline. Discipline, to be honest, no, it's not difficult. Yeah? Same, just need right guidance. If you have the right guidance, good teachers, they will teach you discipline. So good teachers means they are teaching you discipline in the healthy way. So I teach my students, sometimes young children, very young, 3 years, 5 years old, my own nephew, and sometimes adults, sometimes teenagers, all ages. Some people even 70 years old, 80 years old. And what I see, no, it's not difficult. But what is maybe what we have to be aware of is to teach discipline in a healthy way. So when people come to the class, and let's say I tell them, hold the fists, and now go down and hold the stance. Yeah? Normally, especially in the West, how people used to say, go, 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 come on, you must go more, more, more. If you don't go, you're not good. You must become better. You're so weak, you're so weak. So in that case, in my opinion, this is not healthy. Yeah? Healthy would be not to force, never to force, never to push in a forceful and negative way. But instead, I don't say don't do nothing and just like, do whatever you want. I say, push, go. You can do more. One more time. Yeah? 2 more times. You keep going. You are good. So one is to force and the other one is to, in English is called, English also not my mother tongue, so I try my best. You say, the other one is to encourage. To encourage means to give them courage, give them power so they can continue. Not push them and put force and negativity on them. So this is another big topic when it comes to learning. It's not just getting these qualities, but also getting these qualities in a healthy way, in a healthy environment, and healthy teaching. But therefore, the teachers and the community has to be healthy, meaning they need to know, they need to be aware of these differences between force, negative force, and encouraging. One will lead to that out of the child will become a strong person, and positive person. Strong and positive. The other one will cause that the child later will become a man or a woman, will be very strong, but negative. And to be honest, I see a lot. And I immediately know they are so strong. Some people, they are so strong. Yeah, mentally so strong. They always continue and harder and more and faster. But the heart is not opened. It simply means it is strong, but it is not positive. And how can you enjoy life? Yeah, if you're not positive, if always negative thoughts, talk, and feelings. Yeah? You can have everything so much. You can have house, 2 houses, a lot of money. You have a lot of projects, but still inside is not positive. So there's something wrong. There's something in our education, in our teachings, doesn't matter. The teaching here in the temple with me, or the teaching simply in your family life or in society. There's something that you have and there's something that you're lacking. Because of awareness, we forgot how to encourage people. We force our children, we force our partners, our friends, instead of encouraging them. Very important. So before going to consciousness and this and that, these are simply basics of life. This is basics of life. This is what we teach in our teaching. Yeah? If you don't have these basic understandings, the fundamentals, the foundation, then you can talk and learn about consciousness, about yin and yang, about the fifth dimension, and so on. But still, at the end, you know so much, but still life, you feel not happy. No? The basics is so, so important. And one more thing about discipline. Discipline, I tell you, many people in the West, I see in Germany, Romania. I say very often Germany because we are based in Germany, and Romania because we are going often to Romania, and I'm planning to be even more in Romania the next years. The more people are interested, please give feedback, and then we will come more often. Is you have enough discipline, in my opinion. Yeah, you have enough fire, you have enough strong go. But what's missing is wisdom. Discipline without wisdom is not good. You can become a gangster, mafia, yeah, doing something bad because I have discipline. Yeah. But without wisdom, but only discipline without wisdom, no good. It requires wisdom. Let's say you have discipline and you can work. You work one day, next day. You work without sleeping because you're so strong. You work without sleeping, without eating, and more and more and more. But afterwards you're sick. The people around you leave you. Yeah? The children that you wanted to take care of, they will leave you. The people, they will be unhappy. You have so much discipline and reached what you wanted outside, but no wisdom. Only with wisdom, we know, okay, now it's the time to work, now is the time to take a break, now is the time to talk, now is the time to be silent. Wisdom is the more important part.
Is there a difference between the way that you are teaching in Europe compared to Asia? Is there any difference? Because, of course, of our mentalities and the way we function.
Thank you. Yes. First, it is always different. Every country is different. So from my perspective, every country is different. If I go to Asia, I will be flying soon. And very different. When I'm in Europe, within Europe, the different countries. Normally, next year when I come back, we'll be in Switzerland, then Germany, then Romania, Spain, and so on. And all of the countries are different. Then within the country, different classes, different people, also so different. They have different preferences, they have different feelings, they have different intentions. Intention means they're looking for something different. Some people looking like for consciousness, exploring consciousness. Some people looking for just feeling good, healing. Some people may be looking for physical health, back pain, headache, and so on. Some people looking for, they have family work problems. How can I become more stable? And so on. I have a teaching. The teaching is called Journey into Oneself. Journey into oneself means it all starts with the journey into with going back into yourself and reconnecting with who and what you truly are. And who or what you truly are, how to connect. We can talk and talk and talk how to connect. At the end, I tell you, it will just all be intellectual. You can talk about it, but you need also the practice. Only the practice can now make you embody all of this. That you not just understand it, but you are. You are consciousness. It's not you thinking about consciousness, not you talking about consciousness. It's consciousness passing through you. And the practice allows us that to happen. Yeah, definitely very different. To keep it short, or trying to keep it short, always a lot of beautiful questions that you have. And I can always just give a little bit. Yeah? Maybe later on we can go deeper into that. So when I take a look, for example, in Asia definitely more opened. Yeah, more open in a way inside. People more open, and they're more welcoming. They're more everything is okay. They're more quiet, more calm, more inside. The inside is more open. Yeah. In the West, I can see the outside is more open. People more like go to coffee shop and talking, and like a party, and like more outside is open. Yeah. They talk about everything, like all the emotions and things that go on. Sometimes depends where. They're more outside opened, but inside more closed. Yeah. Asia, they are more inside opened, but outside maybe sometimes not closed, but they are more. For example, my parents, my family in Asia, we normally don't hug. The hugging, the touching, and so on is something sacred. We keep this only for very close, for the partner, if we have a partner, for man and woman, because there's something energetical, something sacred, yeah, with our children. It does not mean we are not connected to others. So, but in the West, for example, people hugging a lot, and touching and maybe kissing and so on. Different cultures, also good. It's more an external way in the West. You're trying to do something outside in order to get some opening feeling inside. In Asia, when we come together, we do like this. Or sometimes we don't even this, we just, it's like an invisible hug. No, not an invisible, it's like the energy connects, yeah, inside. That's not better than the other, it's just different. It's just different. I've seen also in Asia people connecting or trying to connect inside to inside, but because they're not talking, they're not touching, and so they're not hugging, it can also cause sometimes distant, because not everyone now can be so open, because times are changing and so on. And in the West, the opposite. I can see people hugging and touching a lot and talking a lot, but at the end, the inside is still not opened. Yeah? Because it gets stuck. It gets stuck in the intellect to all of the talking. Or it just becomes like a random. Random means like it feels to you now, everyone get the hug, everyone get the kiss, nothing is special anymore and so on. Nothing is sacred, we would say. So there's something good about the East, there's something good about the West, and the best would be, that's why I love to teach in both, in the East and the West, and take the people from the West to the East and the East to the West, is to combine. Yeah, is to combine, is to learn and see what can you get from the Eastern tradition and life and philosophies, and for the Asian side, what can you learn and get and integrate into your life from the West. Now, put it together and then create something wonderful.
Shifu, I have been attending one of your classes, and you have been teaching Tai Chi, you have been teaching Qigong. I left this place, this wonderful place where you had your class, feeling absolutely amazing. I really left with a peaceful heart, and I felt good for many days after. So, would you like to say a few words about the difference, or what is each of these two practices? What is Tai Chi? What is Qigong? And why are we using them? What are they good for?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. That's a
Thank you.
that's a good question. That's a good question, I see. So Qigong and Tai Chi, doesn't matter, Shaolin, Yang Tai Chi, Wu Tai Chi, Chen Tai Chi, or any other, it is, there is something, it is what you want it to be. Yeah. So I know many people, they're teaching, for example, Qigong, or they're teaching Tai Chi with the purpose, with the focus on martial purpose. Yeah. And they're incredibly good. Yeah. Sometimes I go and even learning, yeah, and exchanging. Then some others, they're focusing more on health, Tai Chi for health, for physical health, for example, mental health also. Then other people may be focusing, practicing in focus on self-development or cultivating oneself to grow in life, more the call it spiritual or self-growing way, self-mastery. So there are different reasons, different intentions. Based on that, the teaching will also be different. The focus when it comes to our teaching, or when I'm teaching, like when you came to the class, is not the martial aspect of Tai Chi. Yeah? We also do so boxing, tuisho, applications. We do everything, the whole system, sword, saber, staff, slow movement, fast movement, but the focus is not on that. Our focus is more on, like you said it, peace. Yeah, to create, to use the practice to create a peaceful life, a character with virtue, that afterwards we can walk through life with virtues, peace, compassion, mindfulness. This is the main focus. And then comes health. Health means your physical and emotional and mental health. Why? Because you can do exploring consciousness, Shaolin Kung Fu, Wu Tai Chi, whatever you do, you can do whatever you do. But if you're sick, you're not healthy. If you're sick, You're really sick. Some people are about to die, or you're maybe having strong back pain, or you're mentally sick. You can forget all of that. All of that, when you are sick, you are unhealthy, all of that doesn't matter. You can have so much money, you can have so many books, you can have so many hobbies. All of that doesn't matter anymore when you are sick. When you're not healthy and getting more sick, more pain, then all of that doesn't matter. So it's so important to focus more on our health. Health comes first, and then normally, once we are healthy, we maintain with our practice our healthy state. Now we can see what else can we play. Exploring consciousness, Tai Chi, form, movement, talking about life and learning more, great. But first health. And then after that, yeah, from in our teaching comes the martial aspect. The martial aspect is now okay also to focus on how to physically use the movement for martial purposes. How to throw someone, how to yield, how to go forward, how to come back, and so on. That comes afterwards, also important, because the more you understand the martial aspect, the more you also will understand life. The more you understand life, the more you will understand the martial aspect. Because in the movement, there's so much about going back, going forward, now turning in the right moment. It's about harmony. It's about understanding yin and yang. Once you understand these principles that are hidden in the physical, in the practice, in the moving practice, you will just discover that these principles are the same principles as the life principles. For example, not to push, not to pull, not to contract and close, but to stay open, and so on and so on. So they complete each other. The health aspect, the martial aspect, and the life aspect. And that's why it's called martial art. Means it is an art.
What role plays the physical body in one's awakening? And how about the breath? Is the breath important, or the so-called breath work?
Thank you very much. Is the breath important? If the teacher tells you the breath is important, then the breath is important. If the teacher tells you the breath is not important today, then it's not important. Meaning, once you have found a teaching or a teacher, that's the easiest way, means find good and right guidance, and the teacher will tell you. Don't try too much to teach yourself. I do not recommend. I see nowadays so many people, because we are living in this ego, and I can do by myself, I am strong, I don't need your help world, society, or wherever you come from, is not good. Open up, find guidance. I highly recommend to not to teach yourself, but instead find good teacher first. You see the teacher, they have the qualities that you're looking for: peace, discipline, patience, compassion, and so on. Then learn from these teachers and let yourself guided by these teachers. And there are many, I say again, many that I know, and many I also don't know, but I know there are many. And so it's important. Why? Because it's like, I want to learn something. Let's say I want to learn how to cook Romanian food. And I can try now by myself. Yeah. Is now Thai basil, when I try to cook now Thai food, is Thai basil now important? If your teacher, the chef, is saying it's important, then it's important. But the teacher knows because he has an overview. I'm just a beginner. So if you are just a beginner, you need good guidance. If you don't have that guidance, you might mix up some ingredients, mix up different, you think this is good, that is not good, and you starting to create first time cooking. And you will see sometimes it will be tasty and it will be okay. And very often and sometimes you will have stomach problems or you have, it does not taste. But there is already a structure, there are already recipes. So follow these recipes first and then cook after these recipes, and after your teacher's guidance. Later on, you become teacher by yourself. You get to a certain level, you become cook for yourself. Then you can now teach yourself. You can now teach yourself, teach others, you can guide yourself because you have passed already a certain development. But nowadays I see very often people, they don't have that development and they start already from the very beginning to teach themselves. Yeah? I highly do not recommend. Understanding why you want to teach yourself or doing things by yourself is mainly because people lack of guidance. They don't find good teachers, masters, or guidance. This is one. That's why they say, I saw this no good, that no good, that no, I do by myself. Huh? But don't give up. When the student is ready, the master or the teacher will appear. It's a sentence coming from the East. Another thing is because you had the past experience was not good, you didn't find good teacher, does not mean you will not find. Yeah. Then only because the past teachers no good does not mean that the future teachers will also be no good. So don't give up. Keep going. And when the student is ready, the master, the teacher will appear. So this is one thing regards the breath. The other one is how important is the physicality or working with the body. I tell you, in my opinion, it's very important. And if you're coming from the West, especially like the West, like Europe, I tell you, it is very, 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 very important. Why? Because in the West, every time, half year, I'm here teaching here, half year in Asia, it's the West, especially like we are based in Germany, but also other countries in Europe, are too intellectual. It's too intellectual. It's too much thinking. Thinking, sometimes overthinking. Overthinking means you're thinking too much that you even cannot sleep. You're thinking and exploring consciousness or compassion or anything or Buddhism, but what you are doing is you're making yourself more thinking and actually you're suffering from the thinking and overthinking. So there's something wrong. What's wrong? It's not what you learn. What you learn is correct. Consciousness, the yin and yang, compassion, Buddhism, Taoism, or whatever you do, it's not wrong. Maybe it's good, but it's not balanced. It's not balanced means there's something you do with the intellect. This is the upper center. The energy is here. Then there's something here, the middle, and then lower center. All centers, all energies of the body need to be used or need to be in balance. The physicality, the Tai Chi, the Qigong, the Kung Fu practice is allowing now to harmonize within you. If not, it feels like always there's too much blood, too much pressure, too much everything here. And if there's too much here, and not balanced with here, you will become an intellectual being. Yeah? But you don't want to become an intellectual being, you just want to be. You don't want to be caught in here. So please don't misunderstand. I don't say the intellect is not good. The intellect is very powerful. Me too, I couldn't talk like this if there's no intellect. The intellect is powerful and is important so we can understand things. But the intellect should always be the servant. The servant means the intellect is not the king. I know, I understand. Intellect, ego. The intellect has to be the servant. The intellect is serving pure consciousness. So how can the intellect serve, be under the guidance of pure consciousness? How? You, whatever you are right now, whatever you think you are, have to be more in the state of pure consciousness compared to or in relation to thinking. Then pure consciousness will be the guidance, will be the master guiding the intellect. If not, too much thinking, then intellect will always look at consciousness and interpreting the information that it receives. That's very different. People can talk about the same thing, but it feels so different. And the main reason is, through my meditation, I realized in the West, in the East, in the modern life everywhere, is because of the lack of practice. The lack of practice, call it sitting meditation, standing meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi, it doesn't matter. What is important, more being in the state of pure consciousness, of nothingness, nothing. Just be. When you drive the car, just drive. No listening to, no talking, no think, just drive. When you drink a cup of tea, just drink. When you eat, just eat. When you breathe, just breathe. Not breathe, not drink and that tastes so good. Where does this come from? I think different. You're doing the same thing, but it's different. One is empty. You just drink. You just... There's no thought, and there's even no emotion, no feeling. Because if there would be a thought or a feeling that you're holding or grabbing onto, it cannot be pure consciousness. Because pure consciousness is empty and full at the same time. It's nothing. And nowadays, we are not often enough in these states. But still, in my opinion, it's too far away. Means the people are too hectic, too fast, too active. So when you put them into a sitting, it's not matching with their frequency. That's why there are too many thoughts, too many emotions coming up. They cannot just be empty. And letting thoughts and emotions pass by because they are too strong. So instead, I recommend do movement. Do movement and do movement very slow. This is more matching to to you. People can feel the body, can feel the chi, they can connect to something. And then when they move, it's like when you move, you get into the same state of flow and emptiness within your movement. It's like a form of meditation. Or forget the word meditation, it's a form of being pure consciousness. And this is what will balance your life. People in the West, a lot of knowledge, but it is lacking on the simple practice. Lacking on the simple practice. That's what I see, also just my opinion and my perspective. This is something, that can change everything. And then people know about meditation, about Tai Chi, about meditative practices, but still they don't do it. Or many don't do it. And many for sure also doing it. But many don't do. So what's missing there? A bridge is missing. A bridge. People who inspire now to meditate, or people who inspire and motivate now to do Tai Chi, Kung Fu, Yoga, it doesn't matter what it is, to do something. This is missing, or not missing, this is why we are here, the bridge. If you don't have the bridge, you will just know Tai Chi, pure consciousness, moving practice, meditation is good, but you will never start to practice. And that's why Shahang Yi and me, we see each other as bridge builders. He liked to say, building bridges, bridge builders. We are building the bridge between the practice, the actual practice, and you. It requires, it needs motivation, inspiration, and so on. This is a little bit, I think, very important to understand. Without these physical or direct experiences, it stays only in the intellect. Direct experience means you talk about something, about the yin and yang, the fifth dimension, you talk about compassion. But now we need also to feel it somehow. So how can we get it from here into the feeling, into our body? We talk about letting go. Let go, but it stays only here. We understand letting go, but we still don't let go. So we need experiences. You can have life experiences. So you, let's say, go somewhere, talk with a friend, someone is angry, and then you start to get angry, and then let go. Okay. So you use the life experiences to practice. But what we do is, you take the fist, for example, and now here's my fist, and I tell you, this is holding on, and now let go. And again, holding on, letting go. Again, hold on.
Can I try this with you? Could you share with me and with our audience a simple
please.
practice?
Contract your body, all of your muscles, you closing them. Close. Stronger and harder and stronger. And now, open up, relax, exhale. And now again, clench your fist, contract your chest, your shoulder, your back, even your forehead. Everything, contract, close. Harder, more, stronger. And now, open. Now I want you to feel and see the difference. The difference in your body and the difference inside of you. In your head, in your ear. How different does it feel? One more time. Close. Stronger. Clenching the fist. Yeah, good. And more. The back, the shoulder, your forehead also. Close. Yeah, good. More. even the face, the cheeks. And observe and just feel how different it is.
It feels like
Yeah.
I've just let go of a burden. I have let go of something heavy.
Yeah, very good.
It's more constant, a good feeling in the entire body. This has been such a wonderful demonstration, and really it looks so easy, so simple, and it gives you such a positive state, such a good feeling in your body. What is your biggest reward when you work with your students? What do you feel?
What am I feeling when I'm working with my students? There are many different feelings, yeah. There are many different feelings, my personal feelings, and then there's something beyond all of the emotions and feelings that we have. Sometimes we enjoy, sometimes I'm a little bit angry, I say, not like this, not like that. Then afterwards I calm down, later we go eat together. So many different emotions, positive and negative. We are all humans. But beyond all of that, beyond something wonderful, something that I always feel, always have, is deep, deep, deep connection. Deep, deep, deep and true deep connection. It feels like, yeah, we are all one. Not just with my students, but with everyone who's coming. Same the feeling I have with you. I feel connection. Yeah. Why do I feel this connection with you? And I'm sure you can also feel some connection with me already the first time we've met. And mostly this happens when all the people come. And what is this, or where does this, or how to feel that connection? The connection is already given. It's already there. You, me, my students, everyone in this world. We are one consciousness. So the connection is already there. But we don't feel it sometimes. Why we don't feel the connection? Not because it's not there, it's already there. It's because we are somewhere closed. Somewhere we are closed. I'm thinking, who is this? What do you want? We are closed means we have patterns, we have energies on top of us. We have wrong ideas, judgments, thoughts, thinking, what is this? Who is this? Why? And these forms and energies on top, they don't allow us to see the deep inner connection that we already have. So what we do in the practice is we come together and learn how to release these energies on top so that we become natural again and see, hey, wait, this is my sister, my brother, this is me actually. This is one. This is me, myself. So this is what I feel the strongest in people too, and it requires sometimes to, it requires experiences. You know, man and woman. The idea of man and woman is to unification, to become one. To become one, like yin and yang. To become one and then what? And then to be together all the time and separated from the rest of the world is just you and me, wherever it is. No. The idea of man and woman is to come together and to realize, to see, to mirror, you are me, I am you, we are one. And from this experience with another, man or woman, yin and yang, now I start to awaken and see, wait, this is with every human being. You discover yourself with another being, with a woman, with a man. Now you discover it's the same with everyone. You understand? You have realized, you have experienced oneness. And now the oneness is spreading into everywhere. So we not always have this experience. Not everyone is going the path of man and woman love story, yin and yang like this, but it needs other ways to experience oneness. Only if we have other ways of experiencing oneness, we can come back to the oneness in the world. So therefore we have so-called sanghas or communities. In these communities, same in my teaching, we always come and experience this oneness. It doesn't matter how you look like. It doesn't matter which culture you come from. It doesn't matter you speak English good or not good, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your form is looks so wow, perfect, or it's not so good. It doesn't matter. Because we come together because of another reason. And when people feel this, they don't judge you. You are in a healthy environment, not complaining, not judging, and you can trust. Oneness, one consciousness naturally unfolds. And this is something, once you experience this, later you can project, or not project, you can mirror this to everywhere you go. But if you never experience this or not experiencing it often enough, then you don't have it. Yeah? You cannot mirror it, you cannot see it. You just see this is me and that's another one. Separation. So this is so this is another point which is I think also very beautiful and very important as well to take a look on.
What do you feel? What is your reward? When you see your students.
Yes, so it's the oneness, and from that oneness or this connection, connection, I feel deep connection, and I'm always so happy because it's not just for them or for me, it's simply for all of us. It's our nature to be wanting to be connected. Exploring consciousness, what we actually want to explore is that we are one consciousness. Yeah, when we explore and discover now, wow, we are one, everything changes. Your whole life, everything changes. Why does everything change now suddenly when you discover and explore one consciousness, experiencing, feeling it? Everything changes because we are one. Your heart is naturally open. There's only pure compassion all the time. If you can maintain the state of oneness, one consciousness, it means there's compassion, loving kindness, and compassion all the time. If you feel this is me, or this is my brother, this is my sister, independent who it is, you don't want the other person, we would say as in Buddhism, to suffer. You only want good. Imagine, think of your family. If you are connected in your family, your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, people experience there very often oneness. And within the family, we have this naturally that we want our family members to be good. Our grandfather, our aunt, our uncle, when they are sick, we feel worried. We want to help them. You experience in the family, you experience now the same maybe in relationship, yin and yang, man and woman, the same. Because you're one, you cannot see that he or she is suffering. You want to help. You feel like no good when he's sick. You want to help. And now imagine exactly this caring feeling, or this caring and this taking care out of compassion for every human being. For every human being. So it means practicing is not just for something like little, for some movement, for some breath. It can change you. You're expanding, you're already having this one consciousness within the family, within the partner, friends. You're expanding it into a bigger space, into a teaching where maybe 20 people are there. Then afterwards, expanding it even bigger and bigger and bigger. Because once you have embodied it, it will spread from you towards everyone. This is about, compassion. The direct way. The direct way are these arts, the teaching, the practice. Yeah? The practice will make you, transform you from the inside. And before the lesson I talk about deep connection. You know, everything is getting faster nowadays. In the internet, AI, 6G coming later on, everything faster. Emotions, even relationships, so fast. Friends come, new friends, or then they go. Then relationship come and then they go again, next relationship. Everything so fast come and go. If something comes so fast and goes, you cannot build up or discover deep connection. But what you truly actually want is not talking about this and that, how you look great, wow, you look also great, wow, it was so nice, and then we eat something together. What you actually looking for is really deep connection. Something beyond what we talk about. Something even beyond our feelings. I feel so good that you're here. I feel also good that you're here. This is also good. But beyond thinking, thoughts, talking, feeling, emotions, there is something, you can call it, a spirit connection. When you both are in a group, very silent. You're not talking. Everything is empty. Everything is just like this. Then something beautiful can happen or be. You will discover spirit connection. And this is the spirit connection, is the deepest connection that you with another person can have. And this will make you just open up the most wonderful connection. As long as we haven't discovered that connection, it's all just like, it's kind of nice. And I wish for everyone, I really wish for everyone that you find something. No need to be this practice with me or with us, but find something, a powerful tool, an instrument, a path, a practice that will lead you to discover this deep, deep connection, so you can feel home again. You can feel full again. Looking forward to come to Romania and to see you all in person by next year. I'm really looking forward. I see every time I come to Romania, people really appreciate. Compared to other countries, Romanian people very appreciate the teaching. I will explain as well, but we will also practice. And just give it a try. Just try something new, a bit Tai Chi with me, a bit Qigong with me, with us. Just give it a try. And if you don't like it, just throw it away. Try something new. I maybe even can help you to find something new or try something new. But maybe you try it and it could change your life totally. Into a better, more positive way. So, give it a try.
So happy to have you with us in April, 19th of April, at Exploring Consciousness event. So you will be speaking to us, and as well followed by a workshop So there will be a shorter workshop during our event, and then you will be offering kindly long full day workshop that will be Monday the 20th. So I am sure that we are going to be having a lot of enthusiastic participants in this wonderful workshop, and we are looking forward for this experience and your teaching and wonderful energy and wisdom that you so softly, so gently and powerfully at the same time are bringing to us. So thank you, Shifu Zuan, for sharing from the heart of your tradition everything that you have been generously sharing with us today.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to see you all. Respectfully, thank you and thank you all. Also, thank you to the Romanian culture. I'm happy to come over next year.
Everyone watching, we are inviting you to Hotel Alpin in Poiana, Brașov, between 17th to 19th of April 2026. So we are going to be walking together on the Shaolin path. Till then, don't forget, the greatest journey starts within.